Welcome back to Dealing Seconds podcast with your Cards and Beards crew. I'm Chris.
And I am Danny.
I know we've been gone for a little bit. We've just been, having some things we have to get done. The BTS behind the scenes type thing. First thing we want to talk about
Isn't BTS a boy band like from Korea? K-pop?
K-pop.
Is that BTS?
BTS, yes, it is one. But I am not going to be singing in this podcast whatsoever.
I
will
couldn't
not.
sing their songs even if you held a gun to my head because I have no idea what they. I know of them. That's it.
That's it. Same thing. Same thing.
Anyway,
Same
but yeah, it has been a bit. Some
Yeah,
things going on and in that kind of stuff. Life.
Life in general. I mean, it's life. We all get involved. But, I mean, right now we're about less than 24 hours to go on our Kickstarter. First off, we want to say thank you to everybody who backed our Kickstarter and actually wanted us to fulfill. Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to fund, but we did learn a hell of a lot.
Yes,
on this campaign.
Definitely a learning experience. As I've always said, if you got something, put your idea out there, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But you did something that most people would never do: is put yourself out there.
True. I mean, whether you succeed or fail, the way I always say, if you fail forward in learning something.
Yes.
That way, it's a learning curve. Life will always be there. It's going to knock you down. But if you learn from it and then you try again next time, hey, some people don't even try one. We're going to try twice. Maybe.
Twice, did you say?
I know, right? Maybe.
Yes.
But we were talking about like learning about from our mistakes. We actually listened to the community. We heard you guys tell us what you guys liked about the deck, what you guys didn't like about the deck. So we're taking all that information and actually going to rework some things. And in the future, we might come back out with something and be like, hey, maybe something different, something completely opposite of this Cards and Beers Casino V1. This might come back. We would love to see this, but we're learning.
Learn and move forward.
Yes.
Never put your head down. Just keep on moving.
Just keep on trucking.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
So thank you to the 64 backers.
Yes, 64 backers that wanted to believe in us and do believe in us. We truly do appreciate you for everything. Honestly, it's just to even see that somebody would want to back our Kickstarter is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit. But that being said, Kickstarter right now is just a multitude of things going on in there. There's so much
stuff going on.
It's like how much more stuff can be thrown on Kickstarter, and to me that feels like how the community is going. So little segue. We put a poll up on our Instagram a couple days ago, asking everybody what do they want us to talk about. So we just threw some options out there, and one that went by far the most was our personal thoughts of what the community is right now, where the state of the community is right now.
Yes.
And that's really interesting because our opinions, of course, are our own, and we don't basically portray the opinions of everybody in the community. This is our personal opinions first and foremost. Take what we say with a grain of salt. You might like something we don't say, but hey, that's a room for discussion. That's room for being like, put it down in the comments below. Tell us what we might have said right, what we might have said wrong. Let's open a great little debate. And hey, you never know. If we like what you write and we want to actually have a talk about this, we might invite you on this podcast. Because that's what we're about. We're about opening this podcast up to everybody. It doesn't have to be the creators, doesn't have to be, the big names. We just want to have the community on this podcast.
Yes, and when we say that, we literally mean that. Mm-hmm. Like, come on. Yeah. You don't think you have anything to talk about? If you have playing cards, you do.
Yeah, you do. If you collect playing cards, if you're in Magic, cardistry, we will talk with you. We have no problem. We have no problem doing it. Not one bit. So, I think, now going back to what we think about the community, I think the way Kickstarter is going right now is, in my opinion, how the card community is shifting. And that being said, is more of like a lot of creators, smaller creators that don't do these big flashy campaigns or decks aren't really getting noticed.
Right. Yeah. From what we've seen is you have to go so big and so huge to get the attention. Now, does that mean smaller guys can't get funded? No, they can. It's just a lot harder to do because everybody is expecting more hollow. I think gilded doesn't really count. I don't think anymore because to me I see that as just another thing that's just normal now, right?
Yep.
But they want hollow. They want the most elaborate tuck case or brick box thing, that like can raise the dead.
Yeah.
Like you have to go super huge just to even get people's attention nowadays.
Yeah, it's either that or like just try to overdo anything you possibly could think of. Like one example I'm going to say right now that's extremely huge, and I personally think is over the top and way too much, and I think is just like, why are you doing that? Is going to be the Gentleman Wake with his successor deck with the Kevin Cantrell Studios. Honestly, the deck looks like a mirror image of standards from AOP, the style, because of course we all know Kevin's style. That's his stylistically, that's him.
Right.
But I personally think that campaign is way too much. 5 decks, I think it is.
Yeah,
plus,
5 decks.
Plus a tuck, like this box. And it's just like, I am sorry, you are overdoing it. And then on top of that, in my own opinion, I think the design is being lost in the in the foils. That is my gripe with that one. I think it's just a little bit over the top.
I think so too. I'll be honest with you. I'm looking at the campaign right now for the first time. I like Gentleman Wake, but I don't. His decks aren't my thing. So, I'll give it to him. He went $100,000 for his fucking goal. I mean, good for that. I mean, he's obviously knocked that out of the park. But I know I saw some photos from the photo guys I follow. And
I've seen them too.
It was just, and it's been brought up by a few people in the community that the hollow is just a little. It's a little bit too much.
Yeah, it muddles the design, honestly, because Kevin Cantrell, his design is very detailed oriented and very like intricate, and I think the foil just muddles that.
Kind of loses,
It just loses it, and I think the tucks are a little bit too much too. It's just I think the whole campaign, good on them though. First, I like Omar.
Yeah,
Omar is awesome. He does some awesome stuff on YouTube. He puts out some great videos. I mean, they're really well edited. I mean, that's what he does.
I mean that I'm looking at it now. That half brick box is straight up standards.
Yeah, it is.
It's a standard box with like a sarcophagus on top of it or something.
Yeah, that's basically what I even said. I was like, I thought this is an AOP subset, like an AOP standard subset, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I see what you now see. Like I said, I haven't really looked too much into the deck.
And now you're looking
at a few photos. Now I'm looking at it and I'm going, huh? Yeah, definitely not.
I think it's too much. It's too much, too close. Good on him though. He did a great job. I mean, people who love his stuff. Like I said again, great guy. I just think it's over the top. I'm gonna say something.
Oh, say it.
I think people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna say it nonetheless.
Oh shit.
And because I want to be truthful to everybody, I'm 100% transparent. People who know me know I say it. Unfortunate to say, when he doesn't run a campaign, he's radio silent on Instagram. You do not hear from him at all.
What about on YouTube?
YouTube, he puts a video once every maybe month or once every couple months, and granted, it's edited to the max. I mean, it's perfect editing, perfect graphics, everything's beautiful. But the production of content is, to me, not frequent enough to basically say, hey, I want to get this deck. I want to keep following him. Because he just posted his favorite 2021, top 10 2021 decks like last week or a couple weeks ago. And we're already towards the end of May. Granted, beautifully done. But I think his content is not frequent enough, and I think he's not active enough in the community to be like, hey. But he has the names behind him. He's dealing with Kevin Cantrell for this one. He deals with Lotrick on the last one. And I just think it's, you're not engaging in the community. But my thing is like, is it a money grab? Or is it that you're doing this for the community?
Kind of hard to tell because if you're not active, you don't really know, right?
Yeah, and that's why I'm just like,
I'll give him this. He's definitely lining himself up with the right people to design his deck.
100%. That's what I'm saying. He's lining himself up with the right people, but is it because he wants? Is he really in the community? Because I know he does a lot more stuff with like gaming and tabletop stuff that he does reviews on, and I think it's great. Like I think he plays D&D. I think he does all that. But like he's not engaging enough. Like for example, when he finished like Tale of the Tempest last year, I barely saw him on Instagram until about a month prior to him putting this successor deck on Kickstarter. Like it was there was hardly anything on his Kickstarter on his Instagram, or if he was posting, I didn't see it because I follow him and I'm like,
And then, hey, real quick here, I'm just like I said, I'm kind of going through the campaign while we're talking. It's not expected to come out and ship till next May.
yeah,
Let's hold 12 months after.
yeah.
Is that how bad the supply shit's gotten that we're now
But remember,
predicting a year out?
He's doing 5 decks plus that sarcophagus plus everything else. So I wouldn't expect until next May.
Well, I mean, at least he's putting a realistic goal on there, I guess, like instead of...
But he's actually being transparent with saying, hey, yes, I want $100,000, and yes, I'm putting this, I'm not going to be delivering until next year. At least at least he's being forthright and saying, listen, it's going to take a year.
Yes, please. I love that. I love that. Like, and you know what? It's not a 2-week campaign. He went the full 30.
Yeah.
That's another thing that this community is doing is only 2-week campaigns.
And that
drives me nuts.
Yeah, and that's another thing I cannot stand. I mean, there's certain people that will get it, and there's certain people that we understand will always fulfill. But in my opinion, are those people that are fulfilling, again, with the campaign, with the Kickstarter, with Kickstarter and this community, is it all of like saying, hey, let me ride on the coattails of my fans and be like, hey, I'm just going to do a 2-week. I know I'm going to get it. I'm just going to put it 2 weeks. I know I will have it. Or is it because you just need the money and just want to bang out a deck on Kickstarter?
I think that's going to come down to the individual, and I'm sure, without saying names, that we all know who does it not because they need the money, because they want to pump out decks a little quicker. Not saying like 20 decks a year, but like Luke Wadey, it does 2 weeks, but that's because he wants to get his stuff out sooner because of the timelines that have changed since COVID. But then you do have those guys that are doing it because they're totally money grabbing, and I'm looking right at you, and you know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, and it's like, how is it? Is it because the fanciness is catching people's eyes, or is it because all these people have to be a part of this person's campaign because he's such a big name? Because then later after Kickstarter, I won't be able to afford it because then it's gonna be like $50, and I'm like, that's what annoys me because it's like people want to jump on a bandwagon and don't have a second and be like, hey, let me take a second. And this is life in general. People don't want to sometimes rather jump on the bandwagon and be like, let me stop a second, think, do I really need this? Do I really want this? And for me personally, and again, this is just my own personal opinion. If you guys are upset with what I'm saying, I apologize. But again, I would like to be transparent. Hit me in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Seriously, just let me know.
Hit that dislike button.
But it's more of like, I personally realized, over over a year in this community, collecting and whatnot, I'm only collecting what I want to collect. I'm not going to buy everything from everybody. Like I've gotten away from the big brand names. Like the big guys, there's certain big guys I will collect because I like their style, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy everything. That's just not my thing.
And that's the beginner's mistake. You don't know.
Of
You're
course.
just so blind, right? You just want everything.
You're like, everything's so shiny and nice and everything.
But as you get settled, the thing that drives me nuts about the community as a whole is if I don't like Lautrec, then I suck.
Yeah, you get the
sorry.
You get all the fanboys or fangirls coming at you out of the woodwork saying, "Oh my God, how you suck." And then you're like, no, let's have a discussion about this.
Yeah, like,
and they don't want to talk.
I get the Lautrecs and the Stockholms and their stuff is beautiful, but it's just not for me. And just because it's beautiful and a lot of people love them, doesn't mean I have to.
Exactly. You don't. I mean, I always say, if you like something, that's great. Just don't shove it down my throat. I don't have to like what you like at the end of the day. And you don't have to like what I like. And that's the best thing about life in general, or being unique, or being an individual, is because we have our own opinions, and it doesn't make us right or wrong. We're just unique individuals.
Right. Like, there's a lot of people out there that don't like bicycle decks, no matter what. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't understand how you don't like a fucking rider back. I don't understand.
I mean, I personally am one of those that I will take a rider back any day. Give me a bicycle deck over a low trick deck any day.
Right.
I'll be super happy with it. One reason is because I get to use the deck, and the second reason is I get to use the deck.
Yeah.
It's like I'm using the cards at the end of the day. I buy, like, to this day there's maybe a handful of decks that I have in my collection right now that I haven't opened, but everything else I've opened, and I will use.
I don't. There's not many that I get that I won't open anymore. Like I used to be big into King's Wild, and I kind of backed off that because it was just getting too expensive, to be honest with you, at that time of my life.
100%.
Now I totally could be, but now I'm fine. You know,
Yeah.
I grabbed the ones I like. Like I just got the Alice in Wonderland. Oh my god, that thing is beautiful. But yeah, like I just because you don't like certain people doesn't mean you have to jump all over somebody. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody likes Fontaine. Not everybody likes Orbit. Though if you don't like Orbit, get out of here. Unfollow me now. No, I'm just kidding. Just things like that. But like, never forget your bicycles and your Theory 11s. I mean, Theory 11's kind of with bicycle at this point.
Yeah, they're the ones that started everything. I mean, Theory 11, in my opinion, is the one that started the custom craze. You know, them and Illusionist, they started that custom craze. Whereas, you know, bicycles are just a, you know, really good, reliable, everyday deck.
And then I mean, you know, then you get guys like me. I make a deck a year. Like, come on, you know, I'm not in it for the money. I'll tell you, I haven't gotten a fucking dime from both my projects. So
no,
in the end.
But then there are those people in this community that literally, like you said earlier, just want to rag and troll people for talking about people and ragging on them, and because they talked ill about their favorite people. I'm like, what makes this person so special?
Oh God, don't say anything bad about certain people, right?
Oh God, no, please. I didn't do that last year. I didn't get, you know, comments, and I didn't get messages from people. No, I did not. That did not happen. But then when I tell people, hey, let's have a discussion about this, nothing.
Yeah, no one wants to talk anymore.
No, I rather have a nice discussion, civil, easy discussion. And again, we could have difference of opinion, but as long as we could be civil adults, or at least have a civil conversation, I'm cool with it. But nowadays, people just want to troll. They want to be keyboard warriors or like phone warriors and troll you online. You know, or
and that goes for everything, not just playing cards.
Oh yeah. And you know, some people might even make fake accounts to troll people, and it's just like, why?
I don't understand that either. Like,
it's like you're wasting your breath and time of your day to troll someone. When it's all, I mean, in general, whether it's life or just cards, it's like, it's just freaking cards at the end of the day. And that's why I think the community needs a little bit more. Let's bring, like we were trying to do with our campaign, bring it back to basics.
Right.
Because it's like, over the top things are just getting the norm. And it's just like, how much money can we really keep shelling out for these big names that are doing over the top campaigns, when all you really want to do is get one of their decks, but next thing you know, you get to FOMO feeling, and now you have to get everything, and instead of spending $20 shipped, you're spending almost 200 shipped, and you're like, Jesus Christ. It's like,
that's so true.
It's like, what the hell? And that FOMO feeling sucks. Trust me, I've had it on a few of these campaigns recently, but at the same time, I'm like, I have to sit down and tell myself I cannot afford all this. There are priorities in life, and I need to adjust accordingly. But
like the unless it's like Luke Wadey or Black Roses, there's no FOMO for me because I don't let that happen. They get my money. You know what I mean? Like, but that's what I like.
Yeah,
so that's where my
there's
money
nothing
goes.
wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Like me personally, like I've cut down the amount of Kickstarters I'm backing, but now I've done a couple different, let's say, Patreons now. So now I'm doing there's only 2 Patreons I'm doing. I'm doing Luke Wadey, top tier, and I'm doing Sean Devine's class.
Sean Devine.
Awesome class. And I think honestly, he's a great guy. May or may not be getting him on the podcast.
That would be great.
Hey, we never know. And Sean, if you're listening to this, please, we would like you on the podcast. You have 2 of us here, the 2, him and myself.
Wherever he is.
Yeah, wherever you are, we are basically in your class, and we would like to talk to you.
I think you know why we're kind of still on the Kickstarter thing. I think another part of this community. Maybe that's why most of us want that. Most of them want the big flashy projects, is because there are a couple projects that have totally burned them, and like benchmark playing cards from Decked Out, okay, funded last January, and
Still,
it looks like that project isn't ever going to finish fulfilling. And that was a trusted member of the community, and it totally just rocked, I think, a lot of people's trust.
Yeah. And
when it comes to first-time creators or second-time creators. Like,
Oh,
I'm
100%.
fucking nervous as all hell for my junior year, you know.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be big and flashy. But it's not going to be bare bones either. But yeah, I'm still kind of new. So I'm like, are people not going to back that because of the newness of me? You know, like, it's, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for us, for the people that did back us, we thank you again.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that we're not going to stop producing content. Doesn't mean that, Danny, myself, and hopefully James again very soon, or a guest, we're not going to keep doing our, podcasts. We're not going to keep pushing stuff out there. We're not going to keep supporting the community, because the community is what means the most to us. And that's why we want to keep doing that. But going back to your whole being a small guy, yeah, it's hard.
Small creator. Come on now.
Well, I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy.
Oh, size wise, yeah. Oh yeah, I got the
dad bod. I got the dad bod going. Yeah, my girlfriend just made a comment about how I looked this weekend, and yesterday I just could not stop laughing. It's just.
I was gonna say you couldn't get out of bed. You were like in fetal position.
No. I was literally driving a car, and I was with her and my cousins, and next thing you know, they were like, I was like, yeah, I'm fat. She's like, no, you're tall and juicy. I'm like, oh my god.
Tall and juicy. That should be your new. You just change your Instagram handle right now.
Tall and juicy. And the funny thing is, my cousin ended up putting me in his contacts as tall and juicy. I'm like, Jesus, great. This is my name for the rest. Yeah, that's my new nickname. Tall and juicy. No, but it's just like you were saying. It's just harder for the first time creators to, get that trust. Even like us, we've been doing this. We've both been in the community for a long time. I've been a year, you've been longer, and people know us and whatnot. But it's just hard for us being, putting out that first deck, that first campaign, and people trusting us. And I think the trust is what is being lost in this community, because people are only trusting the big brands that have been doing it for so long. And it's like, okay, they've been doing it for so long, but why can't people like us do something cool too? Does it have to be just them? Is it them or nothing? Like, I don't get that.
I don't either. And that's something I would really love for just the everyday Joes like us in the community to, like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
What on the Kickstarter stuff, like, why are you not backing the smaller guys? Is it because the design sucks, you don't like it, or is it because you just don't trust them, or the shipping's too expensive, or I mean, what is it? Who they're using as fulfillment? Like, I would love to know.
Yeah, or is it because that you set yourself? Let's say, because some of us are responsible adults, not myself included on this one. But do you set yourself like a specific allowance, let's say, for Kickstarter campaigns that you want to fund per month? And is it, hey, I'm putting everything into Project X, but I like Project Y, but I can't do it because they're smaller, because I want that FOMO of missing, of getting Project X. All their stuff looks so good. Right. Let me not back Project Y. The smaller guy.
I'm gonna put $500 to this half brick sarcophagus box, but I can't give Cards and Beards $10 because I just gave this guy $600. Is that it? Because that's a budgeting thing, and that's totally understandable too.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, granted, we all work. Sometimes it's also kids that a lot of the community is a bunch of younger boys and girls that are still in school, that are doing their allowance or have a part-time job or something like that, and can't afford everything. So it's like,
and then are you guys, for the young ones, are you not doing Kickstarter as much, but you're giving the Fontaine drops, the NE1 drops, whatever the hell Henry's dropping weekly? Like, is that kind of where your money's going, to stuff that's already made because you're young and you want that shit now? Yeah. That could be a factor as well. Oh, because I know, like, even if you just ran a normal Kickstarter campaign with the United States Playing Card Company, after you get the funds, it's like 9 weeks before they finish. But that's after you get paid. That's 2 weeks. You get Kickstarter takes 2 weeks to give you the money. And then, if you're smart, you would have started the art process with the United States playing card company. But after they approve your proofs, which takes them like 3 to 4 weeks just to get them to you, then you go in the queue. So then it's like you're already 5 to 8 weeks in before they even start printing your stuff.
Yeah.
So and that's another 9 weeks. And then if you're using gamblers, you might as well add on 3 months to that.
Yep.
Before they get shipped out.
Yep.
So
I don't. It's just so
that
much.
That might be where the young kids might be at. Like they know their shit now.
I mean that also goes into like society nowadays. Like people want that instant gratification.
TikTok.
Yeah,
the TikTok nation.
They want to have those likes. They want to have those views. And granted, that's cool seeing people having like millions of views, thousands of views on whether it's a reel or a TikTok. That's cool. But let's be honest. How many of that is more of like, hey, I saw something and I scrolled through it. Like,
right. I do that all the time.
Yeah, like you scroll, like all of a sudden you just keep scrolling through stuff and you're like, oh yeah, this is cool, and just keep scrolling, but you don't really like pay attention to who they are.
Yeah, but you know what? You and I, we don't understand that.
No. We're the old dying breed. We're the old dying breed here.
Hey, what was your top 8 on MySpace? No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The MySpace era.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
Bro.
Remember the days of putting like the HTML codes to put in the song on your MySpace?
Dude, the songs, yeah.
The songs, you had to like find the specific HTML code for the specific section of the thing and plug that into your. Oh my god,
man, you kids don't know.
No,
you don't even know the struggle.
The struggle is real.
We had to go through to make sure you could TikTok all day long.
Yeah, we're the pioneers of this.
Yeah, hey, I stand strong at 1,444 Instagram followers. It just goes like this.
Hey,
up and down.
You know what? I'm just almost at 800 followers.
That's it.
And you know what? I don't need more. Honestly, if you want to follow me, great. I appreciate it.
Please don't follow me. I am done. 800 is it.
I'm
That's
done.
all I need.
I'm capping at that. No, but honestly, it's like if people want to follow me, great. I appreciate it. I truly do because I really try to engage with everybody on my Instagram.
I ignore half my followers, so sorry, guys.
No, but people see me, like, I'll like stuff. If I'm following you, I'm liking your stuff. I'm doing stuff. But I just try to stay active in the community because, you know what, at the end of the day, if we really want to be the people that say, hey, we want to talk about the community, we need to be a part of the community.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You can't
can't hide away.
No, you can't just be like, oh, let me come out of the woodwork once every 5 months. Like,
See, you know what I've noticed, like, because like the last few weeks I kind of stepped back, just kind of doing things for myself. I still post in here and there, whatever. But that we have our community, but then there's another subsection of the community, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. Like, there's no like rhyme or reason to these different pockets of the card community because we should all be one. There's no real, I don't see any real difference, but why we're so separate from each other, except when you get like. I don't know, Black Roses and Jet Setters and things like that. We all rush to them.
Yep.
But like, why are we all talking to each? Like, I don't know. I just kind of noticed that, especially with the international people starting to come into our general circle, not just the Cards and Beers, just like the people that we interact with the most. I'm starting to see these people from different nations coming, which is fucking awesome, by the way.
I love it. I think it's great to be able to say, hey, I know people in different countries. Just be like, just shooting the shit. And for me, it's great. I mean, granted, it's hard because you're like, okay, it's like 6 hour time difference, 7 hour time difference, sometimes up to 12 because if they're on the other side of the world, and I'm like, holy shit, you're a day ahead of me. Like, what the hell? But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, like, why are we so separate? But we still come together. But again, that also is like, hey, it's almost like back in high school. Let's say we all had we were all part of, let's say, going to junior year, for example. Let's say junior year. We're all students of junior year, but within junior year, we have, of course, everybody knows the goth kids, the athletes, the drama kids, the nerds, myself included. There's all those different little pockets of students, but at the end of the day, they're all a class from the school at that specific year. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I associate with this, I associate with that. But don't try to yell at me for saying something that's not to your liking.
Oh, perfect example of that would be Daniel Schneider from over a year ago with his breast cancer deck. Do you remember that? Were you around for that?
No, I was not around for that.
When he showed, hey, I'm going to do this deck, and it was just a set of boobs, like an OPC casino deck, but it was boobs. And he got blown up for that. Like, they came at him hard, and he said his reason for doing it was to raise breast cancer awareness because his sister had breast cancer. So, but that was a whole debacle, and I stood by him the whole time. And man, there were some uncomfortable conversations and shit that I had to have with people. Like, eventually Daniel corrected, took it down, stopped it, and laid low for a little bit, and then came back, and it didn't hurt him at all. But like, I don't know, I was arguing with people that I'd never even heard of, coming from left and right. And I know Decking Around tried to get him on to talk. Hey, let's just talk about it, because Steve is very a proponent for women's rights and representation and everything. And that clearly breast cancer deck is something that Steve wanted to talk about. But Daniel's he's not a talker. He doesn't like
talking about. Yeah, he's more of like, let me do behind the scenes work.
Yeah, he doesn't even like talking, like let alone videoing.
But also English is also not his first language. So
no,
even though he is proficient and fluent in English, it's not his first language, so he doesn't feel as comfortable as if he was doing it in German.
Right. Just the whole point was just like, all these people I never even knew who they were. Like, oh, hey.
Oh, I got shit the same exact thing when I did. Like I said earlier in this podcast, back in October, I knocked on Brad Fulton for doing his Day of the Dead deck because that was such an ill done deck. And I still think that by 100% that still come at me if you think otherwise. Please hit me in the comments. Let me know. But I'm standing by my opinion that deck was inappropriate to 100%. And I will stand by my thoughts. But I said my piece. I went at it, did a YouTube live, saved it. But on that one, I had people coming at me in my DMs, like, "Why would you say that?" These were like probably Brad Fulton jerk writers. Like they literally came at me, and I'm like, "You want to have a discussion? Let's have a discussion. I have no problem with it, and I would like to know your opinion. But if you start coming at me with cursing or negativity or trying to shout and yell at me, that's not a conversation. That's more you trying to troll on someone without giving any factual information versus just let me yell who could scream the loudest and say I'm smarter than you by yelling louder than you." I'm like, no, I'm sorry. That's not a conversation.
Yeah, once name calling and stuff comes into any conversation, I'm done.
Yeah, same. It's not a conversation anymore. It's just more like you yelling and trying to be a dick and an asshole, and it's just like, why? It's like, I'm just trying to understand your thought process, and I'm trying to make you understand my thought process. There's nothing wrong or right.
There's no harm in walking away from a conversation having two completely different.
No, there's nothing wrong with it.
Opinions. No,
you could agree to disagree at the end of the day.
Right, and that's the hardest thing to do.
Yes, because I think nowadays also, going back to the whole, like, what I think of the community as a whole, I think there are a lot of, like, bandwagon writers right now that love these names that they will basically be the champions of this one person. If you say something ill will about their favorite, their hero, they come at you in droves. It's like, what's the deal? Like, it's just a person who put something on top of a playing card.
Right.
Like, it doesn't affect you in any way, shape, or form. This person does not pay your bills. This person does not do the job for you. This person doesn't go to school for you. Like, what is so special about this one particular person?
Right, and then, I could love designer A, and then you might not like that designer, and I defend him, and then you'd be like, well, hey, here was my actual interaction with him, which is why I don't necessarily like him. Like, oh, so now I get to hear your side of it. Like, hey, sorry, like with Daniel Snyder, with a lot of people like, hey, sorry you feel that way. Not changing my mind.
No.
I stood by him.
Yeah.
I still buy his shit.
Yeah.
But thank you for letting me know your side of things, and not changing my mind, but hey, I don't hate you for it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah. As long as you tell me your opinion why, X, Y, Z, without yelling or screaming, I appreciate you telling me your thought process. Here's my thought process. Right. I'm not trying to change your mind. I don't want you trying to change mine, but at least we aired it out and we're done.
Right.
But then you have, like I said, those trolls that will just constantly come at you. And granted, it happens in every facet, not just the card community. But
Yeah.
it's just like, why? Why are we still in this mode of like high school bullying, which I cannot understand, and it bothers me to no end. Like, bullying is something I take very seriously because, as everybody knows who knows me, I've been bullied in high school and grade school a lot. I was picked on nonstop, and it affected me. Um, and it's not something I take lightly. And if I see something happening and somebody's bullying someone in this community that I'm like, hey, I appreciate this person. I know they're trying to do something good. Like you, I will stand by that person. You know?
Stand by me.
Oh, we just got serenaded. Look
Yeah,
at this.
that's it.
Okay, damn.
But no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you know, it's just I blame Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter, TikTok.
No,
It's just-
Twitter. Twitter started it all.
True.
Yeah, I
True.
hate Twitter.
Twitter's the originator of trolling.
Except for sports. That's what I use it for. My sports news. That's it.
I don't have a Twitter account at all. I don't.
You're
use
better
Twitter.
off. Trust me.
Oh, I don't need it in my life. I really don't.
No, you don't.
It's not that and TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. My girlfriend keeps telling me you should do a TikTok. I'm like, for what? Oh, just
Yeah,
to
you know,
watch.
people were like when I started doing my music videos, they're like, "Oh, you should do that on TikTok." I'm like, no. I tried, but you know what? I hate it. I cannot. I can't create on there. It's annoying to me.
It's
Again,
not
I'm
that ready.
old, so you know, Instagram makes it so easy.
I'm fine. I'm fine with Instagram. I don't need
Yeah.
TikTok. I don't need any of that. I mean, granted, these are kids nowadays that are doing this, and
Yeah.
you know they're getting famous for something. But at the same time, it's like, oh, another thing that talking about TikTok and stuff. Perfect segue for this, and it just popped in my head again. Like, do you think kids in this community are trying to use TikTok just to become famous
Yes.
for no reason?
Yes.
And I'm like, that annoys the shit out of me.
Like, or they go, ready? Okay. This is for people who are watching this on YouTube. Here's a TikTok video. And then they get like 1 million views
Yeah,
for doing a snap change.
Yeah.
And making a face.
and it's just like, it annoys the shit out of me.
Or like, here, $5 versus $15 deck. And then they spring.
Yep.
That's for you. That's James' complaint right there.
You know. Oh.
But I get it. You gotta follow the trends if you're gonna be on TikTok and try to get your views. You gotta follow the trends, right?
Yeah.
And
I just
that's
don't,
why I don't like it.
I just don't understand the necessity of having all these like big views, like, because of course you and I, Dan, grew up in an era where we didn't have the internet, we didn't have
Right.
phones like this. We are ancient. We had to know their number to call them and actually have a conversation with them versus a text message chain.
Yeah.
And I personally, I'm in the old school mentality of like, I don't need people to like my stuff to get self gratification.
Yep.
I know who I am. I know, I'm a good person, and that's all that matters to me. Nobody else is doing I know. But nobody else is doing the jobs that I'm doing. Nobody else is paying my bills. Nobody is raising my daughters
Right.
for me. I'm doing that myself. So it's like, I don't need the gratification from somebody else on TikTok or on Instagram and things like that. Like, it's nice to see people saying, oh, they like my stuff to like it. And it's nice to see that. But at the same time, it's like, how many of those are just like people that are just like looking at hashtags and liking it? Or is it someone that
Right.
really like if one of my close friends likes my post or likes my story on Instagram, that means more to me than having 150 likes on one post.
You get 150 likes?
I'm
I got
being
like 4.
I'm being facetious. But yeah. I mean, it's like, I don't need that many likes. I don't need that many views. But there are some
Yeah,
people
right.
that. But then there's these young kids that need that. They need those likes. They need those followers to make them feel worthy, make them feel worth something. It's like, you really don't, and that's the problem.
no.
I think kids need to know that it's like, the internet, TikTok, Instagram is not the end all be all. There is a bigger world out there that it will eat you up and spit you out if you're not ready for it.
Yes, it will.
And that's
Over and over and over again.
and that's why me personally with my daughters, I try to make them realize, like, yes, you have Instagram, you have TikTok. That's fine, but I instilled in them like, don't let that be the end all be all.
Yeah.
You have a whole life ahead of you that if you do not take your opportunities and take your chances and take the risk of failing, like what we did with Kickstarter, we took a risk
Exactly.
and if we failed, screw it, we failed forward. You fail and you still learn, you still move forward, you still pick yourself up, you still keep going forward. But I think kids nowadays just want that instant gratification and they want that instant, like, oh my God, I'm worth something, yay. It's like,
Yeah.
you are here and there, you are here and gone in like 10 seconds in the internet nowadays, and it just doesn't matter. It's, you have to be comfortable with yourself and know that, hey, I'm still here, I'm a good person, I'm just gonna keep trucking on.
Yeah, and like I make my stuff for me, and if people like it, great. If not, great. Don't care.
Yeah, it's makes me feel good. It
But,
makes
I
me
mean,
feel good.
we're of a completely different generation. But then, you
True.
know, I mean, TikTok couldn't be, maybe won't be here in 5 years. You don't know.
We don't
Maybe
know.
Vine comes back. Who knows?
Oh God, oh God. Okay, so for FYI, for anybody watching this, all of you youngins right now that don't know what Vine is, it was the predecessor to Instagram, predecessor to TikTok. Look it up if you don't know.
It
what
was
Vine.
fantastic, man.
You got what?
It was
6
so
seconds.
nuts.
It was like
and it
6
was
seconds.
so crazy.
Oh my God, that was just like, yeah. I never had a Vine, but
I will say this with when it comes to TikTok, I think it's over policed. I think people that we know keep getting banned for
Yeah.
real no reason.
yeah,
But that's it. That's all another conversation. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, TikTok and TikTok is just a piece of shit, and you shouldn't use it. But go ahead and use it, but just don't make it be the end all be all of your life.
it's not. It shouldn't be life at all.
Go learn a
don't-
double lift.
Yeah, don't try to be like these influencers who have millions of people following them for no apparent reason.
Right. It's a shot in the dark if you're gonna hit it or not.
Yeah.
And you really just need that one video.
Yep. And granted, if you do it, great. I'm happy for you, and I hope that whoever's listening to this, you get that that.
And if you do, milk it so fast because it'll go away so quickly. Whatever you can get out of it, get it.
get it,
and
get
then
it.
run.
and don't spend whatever you get from it on useless things.
Unless it's my Kickstarter.
I was about to say,
Cards and Beers Kickstarter. That's
I was
fine.
about to say that's fine. That's fine.
That's
don't
fine.
don't do Gentleman Wake. Come to us.
Yeah. He's got enough. He's got enough money.
He's
He doesn't
got
need
enough
more.
money. King's Wild? No, don't go to King's Wild. Come here.
Yeah.
That's just us. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. But whatever you like, you like. That's all that matters. But I think the state of the community is more of like, I feel like it's more going to followers and not having an individual mindset for a lot of people nowadays. And the people that do have the individual mindset and do state their opinion end up being the ones that getting a little bit trolled or getting a little bit blasted out there for no reason, just for having an opinion. And it's like, why is it so wrong to have an opinion nowadays?
Right. I don't know. And then just to add one more little layer to that, then you get the people that are entitled.
Yes. Oh my God, they
who
should
just think like, you know what, I had 2 successful Kickstarter campaigns, so that means whatever I do, I'm gonna succeed no matter what. and it doesn't work like that.
No. Nope.
And can I just remind people who are Luke Wadey fans, when he did, I think it took him a couple to get going, but Arrow V1 almost didn't fund.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Yeah.
But he goes into, like I do, and I think everybody should, you go into your campaign thinking you're going to fail.
Yep. But also,
Because
he's one person that he is constantly active in the community, though.
Yes, he
He's
is.
always talking to everybody. You can DM him, and he will always DM you back.
Right.
But he's
and
also
there's a lot of creators out there that do that, and that's kind of what I like. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, hell, even Jackson from King's Wild is accessible. He makes himself available, and there's no reason he should. he's kind of self-sufficient now, where he's an established guy, and he doesn't need to make himself available.
No.
I know Stockholm. I know he talks to people all the time.
Yeah, Lorenzo does. He does.
Hell, he talks to people on Facebook. Who uses Facebook? That's over. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm on there. I can't talk, but you know.
But even people also like Andre from Butterflies. He's extremely established.
He's so active. Yeah,
but he's super active, super engaging in the community. Always does giveaways. Always wants to be involved, and that's why I love to see. Even though it's like they feel humble because they know in my opinion, from what it looks like, it's like they know that these are the people. The community is what gave them their opportunity
Yeah.
to shine, and they're not going to squander it. You know,
Chris
they're all-
Brown,
yeah, Orbit,
he'll
awesome.
talk to you. He's very accessible.
Chris is awesome. I've never spoken to him personally, but
Yeah.
just by hearing him talk and hearing his interviews and just seeing what he puts out, I know just via that he's great. You know, there are other people too that are awesome. You know, but like I said, it's just those are the people that when they're still active in the community makes you wanna side by them.
Yes. Be active.
Yes.
Engage.
Oh, 100%.
Be active. Engage.
You just sounded like my God.
Engage.
Yes, Star Trek.
Captain
Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc, which I have not watched the new season of Picard. yet.
Picard? Have you watched the first one?
I watched the first one.
Okay, the second one's way better. Way better.
Damn it. Okay.
And then the third one is going to be even better, I think.
Oh God, I don't have Paramount, so I don't.
And they're bringing back the entire Next Generation cast.
I know. I saw, and I'm like, oh.
I haven't watched Strange New Worlds yet. I haven't watched that one yet.
Nor have I.
Have you watched Discovery?
No.
So good. So good. We just binged Stranger Things season 4, part 1.
Don't want to know.
All I'm gonna say is
I need to. I still have to finish season
Beautiful.
3. I still have to finish season 3. But I will watch season 4.
good. You should. It was good. It was really good. I think it's the best one yet. Though
Ooh.
some people might not think that. And then Obi-Wan started.
I haven't watched that yet either. There's a lot that I have to watch.
Wow.
I've heard.
Wow.
I've heard.
Wow. and then
again-
Miss Marvel comes out next week. I mean, this is great. Life is great.
It's gonna be interesting. But getting back, I know we sidetrack all the time, guys. By the way, this is us. This is what we do. This is how we are. But getting back to the community and as a whole, I think the community itself, as a whole, in my opinion, it's still a great community. There's a lot of really cool, interesting people in this community, and people that are like really engaging and really, excited to be a part of this community.
Yeah.
But at the same flip side, there's the same amount of people, if not more, that love to troll, that love to be the instigator, that love to
the
be
drama.
They're like the the malcontents of this community. And by the way, this is a SAT word. If you're in school, look up the word malcontent. You're welcome.
SAT. That's a test you usually take in your junior year, isn't it?
You like that, don't you? You like how I did that.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
it was pretty good.
No, I get what you're saying. Like I feel while we're all here in the community, we're all hanging around. We're still kind of talking with our specific people we like to talk to. I just think as a whole, I think the community is just kind of over something. I don't know what. I don't know if they're sick of the trolls, if they're sick of the big Kickstarters, if they're sick of not getting their Kickstarters. I don't know if they're sick of the 20 million decks that Fontaine drops or the highest shipping price of anyone, which is fucking ridiculous. Anyone. I don't really know. I feel it's kind of in this weird flux, and I don't know why. And I mean, me too. I feel kind of weird with this community right now.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe that I'm getting. Also, it's like maybe ask me if you would have asked me this about just by like December or January. I'm like, oh my God, this community is amazing. It's great. It's vibrant. It's so engaging. Now I'm more like, wait.
Then like February, March hit, and it just something changed.
Something shift.
Maybe it's Decking Around's fault for taking a break. I mean, it kind of all happened around the same time.
It kind of did. I
don't know.
Let us know what you guys think, guys. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, I just feel like it's in this weird. Yeah.
If you guys are feeling the same way, let us know down in the comments below. Why do you have the same feeling that we have? What is it that you're feeling? Let us know.
Yeah.
If you agree with us, if you think there's something going on, just let us know. But yeah, I think it's just a weird time right now, and but that's with any community, any type of in life in general. We have our ups and downs. I think right now we're in that downswing where that hopefully we'll get out of that downswing and back to the upswing.
Right.
And I think it's more so that a lot of places now are opening up because of COVID, because COVID is now like not under control, but there's more places opening up. Like here in New York, everything is open again. So it's like is that changing and shifting? Like, hey, instead of being home all day playing with cards, I could be outside. Like,
Right.
is that another change in the
Maybe.
community? Maybe, we don't know, but let us know what you think.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
I thought you said
Alone.
I thought you said the last one was the last serenade. You see, you just lied to
Sorry.
us.
It just happens.
It reaches into your soul, and you have to sing a song.
Hey, real quick. Deck check, bro.
Ah, deck check.
What deck are you holding in your hand that I can't see?
I am actually using the Cactus Standards by Jaron Barlocker.
Cactus.
If you haven't used him, this was his last Kickstarter that he did. Love the deck. I actually have his Dusty Blues and this. He just came out. He's last campaign that he just funded was the Pink Cactus Barrel, and hopefully that's coming out soon. And I think Jaron is an awesome guy. He's a smaller creator. He did 3. This is I think his 3rd Kickstarter campaign, and all 3 were successful. But if you haven't seen his standards, that's the tuck. Awesome, simple tuck. Honestly, it's reminiscent of a rider back.
Yep.
It's his take. It's his take on it. But they're simple, easy, can't go wrong. And I use them all the time. Honestly, these are, if you notice, they're starting to get like all gunked up because I'm just using them all the time. I know, right? What about you, Dan? What are you using?
I pulled this one out of my ass. It was the Kickstarter that funded last year, maybe the year before. I don't remember. It's the Conjuring community playing cards.
Ooh, those are nice.
Yeah, pretty much all just standard. Just a kind of a. I think this was an old bicycle design. I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know my bike history, but yeah, there you go. It's a very successful campaign, headed up by I know Lee Asher as part of the group. So
Nice.
and he is ridiculously good at cards.
I don't doubt that.
Like ridiculous.
I mean,
The Asher twist. Ugh.
never seen it.
That's where you start. You have the 4 aces facing one way, and you turn
Oh.
around the other way. No gimmicks, no 5th card, no double backers, nothing. Just straight sleight of hand.
Ah,
Yeah, dude, it's beautiful.
that's
Well,
reminding me.
I wish they would do the blue though.
That is pretty. That is a pretty blue.
Focus. I got to do like this. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
I learned that from Steve.
I know. I was about to say Steve
Yeah.
from Digging Around. I was like, you're doing the Steve.
Yeah, but I do like the Jokers though.
Well, those are cool. Those are cool. Yeah, definitely a nice little nod to the bikes.
Yeah, but this was a cheap deck because they wanted it to be in everyday use, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just pulled that out of my ass for today.
Yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes that's all we need nowadays.
Other than that, I have been using 4 Clans by Doc.
Yes, I saw you've been posting that a lot.
Oh, the foiled ones. Oh my god, dude.
I never backed that because I think I came into the community just after that funded.
I don't know how, but they feel just like they don't have foil on them. I can't explain it because the back is completely foiled, but you would never know that if you closed your eyes and handled them. Like I don't understand. So it was like it was 2 of their Tut cases that were very special, the special editions.
I remember saw that. Yes,
And then they sent if you backed for it, a display deck, so it was open, so you got to play with those cards without breaking the seals
sealed
on
ones.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Which didn't come cellophane because they had major issues with their Tut case printer guys, but you know I celloed mine, so that's okay.
Of course you did. Made it special.
My kid's coming out to get a drink. Or not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm using
Yeah.
today.
And
And my
honestly-
and some Fontaines in my rotation the last few days too.
Nice. Yeah, I actually, FYI, I did pick up some of the Fontaine Fantasies. I thought they were really good. I thought they handled really nicely. I mean, Fontaine's they're super soft, which granted is great, but not my thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, at least the Fontaine Fantasies, I thought the designs were really interesting and really different.
And that's where I've said that before. That's where I kind of like the Fontaine when he does stuff like that aren't collab.
Yeah. Zach does a good job when he doesn't collab and he does something
hold on.
interesting.
We're gonna ASMR this shit. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I have mine. Mm-hmm. But yeah, So, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below. What are your thoughts of the community? Whether you think we're, are we in an upswing and a downswing? Are we in a lull in this community? What are your thoughts of the community?
Is
Let
the
us
card
know.
community like the crypto market today? Are we down 40, 30% so far this year? Is that what we're doing? Are we following the crypto market?
I hope not.
Can Elon buy Twitter so the crypto market can go up and the card community can get back to a happy place? It's all Elon's fault, and he can fix it.
Yes, he fixes everything. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, guys, let us know what you think in the comments below.
Yes, let us know. And if you want to be on this podcast, just let us know in the comments or hit one of us up on the gram.
All of our links.
The gram.
Exactly. All of our links will be in the description down below.
Yeah.
All of our Instagram handles. So you want to talk to us, we will always talk to you guys. 100%. We will always give you guys time of day. We will always talk to you. Maybe not Dan because he's an asshole. But I will definitely talk to you. People that know me, if you hit me up and you ask me a question, I will always answer you. Not a problem.
Yes.
I have no problem taking a couple minutes out of my day and just saying, hey, let me say hi to you. But yeah, just hit us up. If you want to be on the podcast, let us know. We will definitely like to talk to you.
Love to sit down and chitty chat.
Yeah, we'll talk for like
with
a good
anybody.
Like doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You want to come on and not even talk about cards? Let's do it.
Nothing. You want to talk about sports?
Right. Screw that. Fuck that. Let's talk.
Yeah, let's just talk. Just have some fun. And everything will be in the description down below, guys. So hit us up there. Yeah. Let us know, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode.
All right, you guys have a good week.
Later.
See you on the other side.